Welcome to the Sincerely God podcast. I'm Sarah, and I believe that God is speaking to all of us all the time and in many different ways. The primary way that I listen is through two-way journaling. And on this podcast, I share excerpts from my journaling time with God, which are really inspirational messages spoken from the perspective of God to you. I'll talk more about what two-way journaling is and explore other methods which may be helpful for you to listen to God in your own unique way. I'm just an ordinary person who gets to hear from an extraordinary God, and I believe you can too. Thanks for joining. Hi everyone. So I just wanted to remind you again that I do have an e-course available. It's called Discovering the Ways That God is Speaking to You. There are links in my social media profile. You can go to my website, sincerelygod.com. I just recommend you check it out if it's something that you want to grow in, or maybe it's a new topic that you're not familiar with as far as being able to really tune in to how God is already speaking to you. God is already speaking to you. It's just a matter of learning how to recognize his voice and also learning how to get still and find what stillness method works for you, and also perhaps removing some layers that are kind of getting in the way of being able to receive clearly, fully. So that's just something you might want to check out. So today I'm going to share a journaling message that I was really just like thanking God for the morning and just asking him kind of what he had in store for the day. He says, "My child, enjoy this morning. Do not rush through it, even though you are worrying about getting to work on time. Be still. I am with you. I am for you. You do not need to be so concerned about the little things. Let them fall into place. Remember who I am and why you are on this earth. Yes, work hard and do your best, but do not stress and strive. There is a difference. Be still with me, my child. You do not need more than this moment with me. Do not rush through your moments, my child. This life is a journey that you are meant to savor and enjoy. To savor something takes time to slow down and pay attention. Slow down, my child. Do not rush and worry. Do not push and strive and exhaust yourself. Be satisfied with what you have to give. It is okay to give less. Let others begin to contribute more. Step back, lean out. It is okay. This is part of my plan for you. I know you desire more. Trust me, I am showing you the way. Trust me and allow me to show you a better way. My way is better. My way is light, both a shining light and a weightless burden. My way is full of joy and expectancy and abundance. Enjoy this life, this journey we are taking together. Enjoy my company, my presence with you. Enjoy my gifts along this journey. The people you meet, the experiences you have. Enjoy this day. Enjoy all of my gifts to you. Celebrate, receive, shout for joy. See all I am doing. See all that is coming. I am preparing the way. See and believe. Receive and share. I am giving you many gifts along this journey. Do not be afraid to slow down and truly enjoy them. Let the rushing pass away. Let the stress be a thing of the old. I am doing a new thing in you and in this world. Let the old pass away. Make room for the new. Be free, my child. Live in the freedom I have given you. Run this race with abandon. Run freely with me. Run freely with me. Hand in hand and arm in arm. You are never alone, never on your own. I am always with you, always guiding and helping you, always preparing the way before you. Trust me. Trust this path I have prepared. Don't worry about the small stuff, the details along the way. Be you. Enjoy this day. I am always helping you. Trust and receive. Rejoice and sing for joy. Enjoy this life. Enjoy all my gifts. Enjoy my presence always. See the beauty around you. Breathe it in. Let it calm you. Let it remind you to rest and enjoy. I care for you deeply, my child. I long to see you live fully in the joy that is yours to behold. Run and laugh and play and enjoy. Be like a child again. You are my precious child. Now go, enjoy this day, savor it. I have taken great care to prepare it for you." So I feel like the message is just so much about slowing down and enjoying this life that we have. I think the culture that we live in, at least within America, it's such a busy culture. go, 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 do, fill your time to the max. And I think we can get stuck in this rat race, this striving. I know at this time with where I was working, just being constantly caught up in the need to continue to do, to accomplish, to just get work done and be productive and all of those things. But just this reminder not to stress and strive, and that this life is actually a gift, and to enjoy the gifts that are within it, right? Every day there are things that we can appreciate, that we can enjoy. It's just the beginning of summer where I'm at, and my garden has all of these flowers in it. I cut this rose from my garden. And it's just like even something small like that to enjoy. It's a beautiful gift. The weather, the flowers, just nature. There's things that we can find in every single day that are just small gifts that God has given us. Maybe it's people in your life, friends, family, time that you get to spend with them. Maybe it's a favorite meal. I mean, there's so many little things that we can just remember to be in the moment. I think this is something that I have struggled with quite a bit throughout my life. And I think so much of it is really because it's part of the culture that I live in, and that is just constantly kind of influencing my own way of doing life, is that there needs to be this go, 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 busy, busy, always moving on to the next thing. And then I think I have my own personality temperament that I tend to be in my head a lot, where I'm like planning the next thing and thinking about what's next. And I don't do a good job of staying present. And I think a lot of what he's saying in this word to me is don't stress, don't strive, enjoy. And how you enjoy is to be present, right? To savor it. And that requires slowing down. And yes, there's a piece of, right, I talk about the importance of being still and having space for stillness in your life, but this is even beyond that. This is really in every aspect, every moment of every day, being able to really just overall slow the pace of your life. And in moment by moment, it's certainly becoming more recognized from just a health and just overall satisfaction with life, this importance of being present, right? When you are, sitting at the dinner table, instead of being on your phone or having your mind wander to whatever's next, but being present in that moment with whomever you're sharing the meal with. And even just being present to enjoy the meal itself, the food itself, that God is inviting us to savor. And that's part of how he created us. And we're going to have healthier bodies and healthier minds and healthier hearts if we can learn to slow down enough to enjoy and be grateful and savor what we get in every moment. I think he says to savor something takes time to slow down and pay attention. Pay attention. I am terrible at that. When it comes to just going through my day, I'm one of the most I'm not the most observant person a lot of times, and I'll be, like I said, in my mind or just, on to the next thing. But pay attention. How many things do we miss in our everyday life of just we're maybe on our way somewhere and we have just our mindset of like, okay, I'm going to this thing, but what are we passing along the way? What, just honestly looking at his creation around us, or what is he speaking into our own hearts, whispering into our ears of something that he wants to just share with us, a thought, a memory, different ways that he's communicating with us, a connection with a person, right? Maybe it's your own kids that are with you in the car where you're driving. Like, are you missing a moment of just being in that space with them and talking about something, laughing about something? How often do we miss just because we're not paying attention? And we have to slow down in order to be able to pay attention. And it's about all of these gifts that he's given to us from even a tangible perspective, right? The beautiful day outside, your kids, your spouse, your friends, your family. But it's also just the moments with him. He says, enjoy my company, my presence with you. enjoy God's company. Even if you have no one in your life, even if you don't, you're in winter, whatever, you don't live in a beautiful location, even if you can't find anything to be grateful for in your external circumstances or the tangible things in front of you, you always have God with you. You always have the ability to come into his presence. And he's saying, enjoy my company. I mean, what better? He knows you better than anybody could ever know you. He knows your future. He knows your past. He loves you no matter what you've done or haven't done. What better friend that you can spend time with? And he's just saying, like, enjoy my company, enjoy my friendship, enjoy spending time with me. And that takes some intentionality, right? It takes a quieting even of our minds, directing our awareness to God who is with us. And that can be done anytime, anywhere. There are no limitations except ourselves, right? Except our own decision to set that awareness on him, set that intention, to listen, to open our senses to God. And it could be even just what he's trying to bring your attention to that is in your daily life. And he just says, celebrate, receive, shout for joy, have joy in your life. And sometimes it does take some gratitude to be intentional, to recognize we can always find things in our lives to be grateful for. Even if we're going through a hard time, there's something that you can find. And even if it's like the flower that you pass, on your walk or whatever it may be. One book I really love that if you're trying to maybe create this rhythm of gratitude is Ann Voskamp, 1,000 Gifts. And she starts by making a list of things that she's grateful for. And it's a beautiful book. And I think just the idea, there's things that you can even do to practice and to be more intentional about gratitude. But as you do, celebrating those things, recognizing the gifts that you have, and then enjoying them. And it can just bring a positive perspective, and it can completely shift your attitude. It can shift just how you relate to the people around you. But recognizing that this life that we live, it is a gift from God, and it's full of gifts from God. And he wants us to actually enjoy this life. This isn't just about follow the rules and accomplish all of these tasks I've ordered you to do. That's not him at all. He desires us to enjoy. He's set things along our path that are literally just for our enjoyment. He delights in us, and he delights when we delight in what he gives us. So I just encourage you, maybe you have gotten caught up in the busyness of life or the feeling like there's so much to do and so little time. Try to be intentional about being present in each moment and try to find things that you can be thankful for, and then take time to enjoy and to celebrate them. And maybe that's finding something that you do enjoy. Maybe you need to try a new hobby or set aside time just to do something that you enjoy doing, and recognize that it's not a waste of time. It is for your benefit, and it is in God's will for you to have that enjoyment, to have that part of your life that is happy and joyful and positive, and that's part of you living to the fullness that he desires for you, right? It says in, I think it's John 10:10 that, Jesus says, I came to give life and life abundant, right? He wants us to have a full life. He wants us to enjoy the life that he's given to us. So maybe that's something about just being intentional to set aside time each day or each week to say, like, I'm going to do something that I enjoy, or I'm going to be specific about being present. And maybe that's with a close friend or with your child, whatever it may be, but something that maybe you need that reminder to be intentionally aware, to savor. I love that word of savoring. It makes me think of when you have, let's say, a decadent dessert or your favorite food, savoring it. And when you think about most foods that are, that we enjoy, a lot of times those foods took time to prepare, right? Like the things that are best usually take the most time to prepare, and that we also want to take that time to enjoy them. So really just looking at maybe something that is countercultural, something that is a little different than what the world around us is constantly saying, and take time to enjoy. Take time to do what you individually enjoy. Know that it can be unique to you. And even better if you can find people to spend it with. But know that you always have God with you, and He longs for you to just bask in His presence and to enjoy His company and to just enjoy that relationship, that friendship that you can have with Him, and discover what He has for you. I think there are secrets that He wants to tell you. There are special gifts that He wants to give you that if you don't actually take that time to slow down and even tune your awareness to Him, you'll miss, because they require that intentionality. They require that awareness, your focus to be put on Him and on that gift that He's placed in front of you. How much do we miss every day just because we're too maybe in our own minds, or we're too distracted? I know I am guilty of just the amount of time I can spend scrolling through social media. Like, sometimes that's taking away from a true enjoyment, a true gift that is going to fill you up so much more. And there's this part in here that He's been kind of speaking to me again recently. He says, don't worry about the small stuff, the details along the way. Be you. And I'm a very detailed person. I like to know all the information, and I'm in a season in my life where I don't know what's next. I don't know the details of what is next. And I keep asking God for clarity on things and kind of just what the next steps are and plans that are ahead. And He just keeps reminding me, like, you don't need to know the details. Just know that you're in my care. Know that I've prepared the path for you. Just walk along it. And this be you. He tells me that over and over and over again. When I'm worried of, like, am I missing it? Am I missing an opportunity? Am I not taking a step where I need to step? Am I messing up here? Am I doing the right thing there? And He's just like, be you. I know that maybe you have a similar difficulty. Like, I tend to overcomplicate things. And there's just this reminder to just be you, that the more purely that you can connect to that authentic part of you, the easier it is to truly be you, and the easier it is to trust you, to trust that if you desire something, that desire is aligned with God's heart for you. And if you feel like this is the best approach to things, that it is the best approach to things. It may look different than someone else, but be you. And He says, I long to see you live fully in the joy that is yours. Run and laugh and play and enjoy. Be like a child again. If you're struggling with, how do I add more enjoyment to my life? How do I create more space to savor? Just look at a child. They do it without even thinking, right? You can be waiting in line for something and they are finding something fun to do, right? Often they don't need, a fancy toy or an extravagant activity. They can find fun in anything. And it's hard for them to not play. It's hard for them to not laugh and enjoy and do things that they want to do in those moments, and to be present, right? A child is always present, even to the point where you're like, we need to move on to the next thing. And they're just so focused on, for example, right, the bug that they found in the ground in front of them. If you have children in your life, whether they're your own children or nieces, nephews, friends, kids, just maybe spend a moment witnessing them, like watching them, paying attention to how they go through their moment, and use that as cues for maybe some changes that you can make in your own life. And sure, maybe you can't apply it to every moment of every day, but you can apply it to a moment of every day. And I certainly can use that reminder. And I mean, it talks about in the Bible, like having childlike faith. There's so many things where it's like bringing us back to that simplicity. Yes, there's so much more as an adult that we have, our brains have the capacity for more, and like we should be growing and learning and maturing. But there are certain aspects that I think just come naturally to a child that God wants us to not lose and to still remember. And laughter and enjoyment is certainly one of those things. So I encourage you, maybe just take a little time to consider what's something that you could do. Maybe it's something small, maybe it's something big, but find what you can enjoy in your life and prioritize it. And remember that God wants you to enjoy this life that He's given you is a gift for you, and it is full of gifts that He's placed along your path every single day. So I'm excited to see maybe what you noticed today, because you have an awareness that is looking and paying attention and intentionally savoring the moment. I know I'm going to try to do that this week. So thank you. Again, check out my e-course, Discovering the Ways That God is Speaking to You. You can also check out my quote book and prayer journal that are available. But thanks for following, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in to the Sincerely God podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe and share with your friends. If you'd like more information, you can go to my website, sincerelygod.com. There you'll find links to my social media, as well as an ability to get your own copy of Sincerely God, a collection of quotes, either the book or the prayer journal. Until next time, keep listening to how God is speaking to you.